What made me think that my husband was cheating? The thought crept in slowly, one day, unexpected, unwarranted, under the cover of normal life. There was an icky feeling, an undercover suspicion that one day and without great fanfare suddenly tore off its mask and announced itself with the brashness of a vaudeville entertainer. My husband is cheating! It took me by surprise. The tea grew cold as I was sitting staring at the wall. My husband cheating? My husband is cheating. That must be it. I remained at the table, the cold tea growing colder in my favorite mug. He is cheating, that's the only possible answer. When realization dawned, the first crazy tears came and went, and the wrenching in my gut slowed like a motor running out of gas. I still sat. Calmly, I drank the cold tea and realized that I actually preferred it this way. I made a mental note that in future I would boil a big pot of it in the morning and let it grow cold through the day. Cold tea. I had to ask Mother if cold tea was a known remedy for something. She would know. And then I tried to piece it together, tried to figure out that one moment where it all had started. There must have been a beginning, there must have been a start. All stories have a start, good as well as bad ones. I trawled through my memories of the last days, weeks, months. When did it first start? Friday, April 1st, 2016. That was the date I finally decided on, a date that got confirmed once and again in my mind. That was the day when I did not go to church with him. I had a migraine. I had gotten up early to prepare and then had to go back to bed because the light flashed and the visual disturbances got so bad that there was no escaping, and my husband had ended up going to church on his own. I asked him to. I needed to be alone and sleep in a darkened room, and he hated to be around me when I had one of my attacks. Why do I think it started then? Because church starts at 10 and goes till 12:30. Walking back from the meeting takes 15 minutes. He should have been home by 1 p.m. My husband did not return till after sundown that evening. I had slept all day, with only brief times awake for sipping water or going to the bathroom. I had noticed that he was not there, but yet had paid little attention. When he finally made it home, he seemed different. A little distant at first, tired even, and then he had snuggled and hugged me, had held on to me as though he was lost, and I had believed him when he told me he had been worried, but had been out walking to give me time to rest. After that, there were odd absences. Sometimes he would come home later than usual from his job. There was bad traffic, he would say, or we had a meeting late and they did keep us. He seemed to be short on money, and when I asked him about it, he simply shrugged it off. I guess I had one too many expensive lunches. He still smiled at me all the time, hugged me and kissed me, but somehow a distance had crept into our twosomeness that I could not explain till that day with the cold tea. Suspicions raised, I started to look for signs, and you know, when you are looking for them, you will always find traces. Things that aren't quite right, questions that get answered in strange ways. I started checking his wallet. I noted how much money he had in there and how much he spent every day. I checked the bank statements and how much he withdrew. When I started looking through his phone records on a daily basis and monitored his WhatsApp chats, my conscience started to prick. I did not like what I was doing, but I had to know. I had to find evidence, and I had to get my data. Did I have any idea what I would do once I had definite proof? I did not know, but I was sure the time would tell. I kept note of the money in his wallet and noticed that Mondays and Wednesdays he was 20 dirhams short. Those were also the days when he would get home later than normal. I had stopped asking him for reasons, pretending that all was as it should be. Mondays and Wednesdays. One woman, The same one? A different one each day? A different one each time? My imagination ran away with me. My husband, the serial cheater. And then the day came when I decided for the big reveal, the ultimate confrontation. I picked a Wednesday. I waited in the dark of our apartment, held on to a cooling cup of tea as I waited. And as he had done in the last few weeks, he was late. Almost 2 hours late. When he walked in, tired and sweaty, he flicked on the light. "Why are you sitting in the dark, honey?" He smiled. There was something in his eyes, a happiness that I had not seen in a long time. I know that he started his escapades in April. Now it was November. 8 months. My hands were shaking. "I need to talk to you." He noticed the serious clouds over my eyes, then joined me at the table. "Okay." So I vomited out my suspicions, accused him of cheating, provided all my evidence in terms of wallets and phone records and whatever else I could think of. I had it all straight in my head and I blurted it all out without him interrupting. "Are you done?" he said when I was finished and there had been a considerable silence for a while. "You really think I cheat on you? That, as a matter of fact, I have returned from my lover just now?" I nodded. He stood. He waved for me to follow. We walked out of the apartment, along the corridor, down the stairs and onto the street. In front of the door stood a pink small Fiat 500 with a white soft top and white leather seats, just like I always had wanted. Just like I always had dreamt of. There was a big fat red bow on the top. "Happy early birthday, honey," he said as he passed me the keys with a mocking glint in his eyes.